We live in a renewed era of American bravery. Americans are drawing a line in the sand. We will no longer tolerate these threats to our homes, our families, our way of life. If you are an American, it is your birthright to fight. Real Americans pick fights against tyranny and fascists. This show is dedicated to the warriors in the battle for our nation's soul, the Americans who refuse to back down. Nothing demonstrated the grotesque overreach of the political class more than the COVID lockdowns. Never in modern American history have more civil rights been trampled and more Americans been truly crushed than this period over the last year. From the very start of these tyrannical lockdowns, Ian Smith, owner of Atilis Gym in New Jersey, has been threatened by the tyrants running his state. They have targeted him. Why? Because Ian is a free man. Ian became the enemy of the state, racking up $1 million in fines by Governor Phil Murphy for remaining open. His gym remained open with no restrictions. Ian did not back down in the face of tyranny. And Ian joins us now. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Good to see you again.
All right, beautiful stuff here. So our ancestors, our fighting ancestors, many of them from the state of New Jersey, if you go back to the Revolutionary War, they'd be proud of you for two reasons. One, you stood up to tyrants and said, no, I'm sorry, there's a little something in our country called freedom, and I'm going to use it, called private property, and I'm going to claim it. And then two, I'm going to do so with a epic beard, and I'm going to stand there and say, you shall not pass, much like Gandalf. And so, listen, man, tell me about this last year. We are celebrating people who stood up. You have stood up. What has this year been like for you and your family?
For both my partner and I and our families, this year has been, it has come at a cost. It has come at a real cost. But the reality is that we were going to pay that cost whether we stood up and fought or not. And we chose to fight willingly. So it's a price that we're happy to pay. The cliche always rings true. Freedom isn't free, and it doesn't always come in a World War II type of scenario. Sometimes tyranny can creep in very slowly and infiltrate the America that we love, and it has. So this year has come at a dear cost for us, but it's something that if you gave us the opportunity to do again, knowing everything that we know, we would not hesitate in making that decision, because it's the best decision that we've ever made, because it's the most pure of heart, and it is something that we truly believe in. So we'll fight until there's nothing left to fight for.
That's right. That's exactly. You have a lot to fight for. I've been to your gym. It's amazing. I would embarrass myself if I tried to work out at your gym. You have some real alphas there. It's a real alpha move to do what you did. When you get sworn into military office or federal office, you swear to defend the Constitution against enemies foreign and domestic. As you saw on the screen there, people chained up your doors. Your gym was taken from you. Your private property was taken from you. That is an enemy domestic, is it not?
Yes, and when that happened, that was the start of a major escalation for us. We originally reopened because we wanted to show the world that we could reopen safely, and we had tons of procedure in place. And then when the state decided to do that, we realized that we were no longer playing the same game anymore. And this was playing for keeps. And Frank and I vowed after that moment that they would never shut our doors ever again. And they haven't. They've tried to chain them. They've tried to lock them up. We've done everything in our power to stop them. And the only thing that Phil Murphy can do is run to a judge who just so happens to be up for tenure and is in his back pocket, and try to fine us into non-existence. However, the amount of support that we have, because we are doing the right thing, keeps us shielded from anything that he tries.
Yeah, that's right. That is actually a really powerful tool, is to go and to tell your story. It's amazing how many stories are told about American history, the bravery of Americans, but we forget that we are the generation after them. We inherit what they gave to us, so it's time for us now to stand up. What is your message?
It's time for every American to find a hill to fight on.
Yes.
Because the reality is that not everybody has a small business to defend, or not everybody has, a COVID lockdown that's impacting them directly. But your kids are in school wearing masks, and that's a hill you should be fighting on. And there's a ton of other ones, and it's time for every single American to get involved, because I think the biggest mistake we made of 2020 was that we thought one man was going to fix everything, and we relied heavily on him, and we failed by not stepping up to the plate and fighting alongside of him. So we don't need one American to do 81 million things. We need 81 million Americans to do one thing, and that's to get in the fight, find a hill, and get involved. And that can be something big, it can be something small, but it is something significant no matter who you are.
That's right, so true. Just to punctuate this, the government of New Jersey went in, stepped in, stole your civil liberties, destroyed your private property, attempted to destroy you, and is actively trying to destroy you. Surely hundreds of thousands of people have died of COVID from your business, right? Being open. Is that right, Ian? Like, surely they were correct, right? The entire apparatus of the medical industry and all the smart people in our society ganged up on you. Were they right?
Unfortunately, they were quite wrong. Almost 200,000 people as of today have visited, but we don't have any cases, fortunately. So I'm going to have to correct the so-called science that Fauci and Governor Murphy rely so heavily on. Because the fact of the matter is that when you allow people to make good choices on their own, they will make them. And everything that they've tried to do in terms of public health policy has been an absolute joke. And it's time to stop listening to them and take your health into your own hands as a free person.
Ian, we have this meme and a very important question. This meme, very popular meme, were you the inspiration for it?
No, but I am going to claim it anyway.
We claim you as a patriot, Ian. Thank you for coming on the Benny Report.
Thank you, Benny.
All right, guys.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.